Price of a Rose. Chapter 12. When the boat reaches the old docks near Effa, it is almost evening. Despite my brothers telling me to keep my distance from Shane, I grab his hand and rush towards the castle. Arabelle! Wait! Danny shouts as he, Flint, and Gil tie the boat down. I can't wait. I must know if it worked. Shane follows along, and we blaze past the beach and fields until we reach where the barrier begins. Two young women are close behind us. They pant and then stare ahead. Wow, a castle. Is that where we're headed? Why'd you stop? Shane and I glance at each other. Shane then reaches one hand forward while I squeeze his other tightly. I wait for his hand to slip through, but it rests against the invisible barrier, which ripples at his touch. My heart sinks as I crash to the ground, stifling a sob. Red wolves jump out of the barrier, causing the girls to scream and run to the boat. Shane orders the spirits to stand down as he bangs his fist against the translucent dome. The wolves whimper before disappearing the way they came. I remain on the ground, still clutching Shane's hand. Tears flow freely down my face as I stare at the ruined castle ahead of us. I guess I lied. Maybe what I feel isn't enough. Shane kneels in front of me. He lifts my hand and kisses my palm before setting our hands on the grass. I bite down on my quivering lip, wondering if my time with those awful men made me so excruciatingly lonely and desperate that being with Shane seemed like a dream. I swallow. No, I've been careful and I've met other men. Good and evil men, but I choose to be with Shane because he's steadfast, compassionate, and generous. If you can find eternal love, one person you value above yourself, before the last petal falls, your curse shall be shattered, Shane mutters. That's what the Creator said to me. Perhaps we have to wait until the last petal falls. He brushes away my tears with his thumb. I grab his wrist, keeping his hand there. You're right. I trust you and I trust how I feel. I shouldn't assume the worst. Though that's the eternal love bit. How would we prove that to her? You've already let me go, thinking I wouldn't come back. And then you've spent your last months searching for me. Isn't that putting me before yourself? Shane rests his forehead against mine, sighing, I don't know. But I feel satisfied that I've done everything I can. It feels good just to be with you, even for a moment. There's a cough behind me. I turn while Shane looks up. Danny stands with his hands on his hips, then smiles sympathetically. It didn't break, did it? I shake my head. Danny stares at the castle and hums. Well, it might be quicker than Arabelle would approve of, but marriage is a forever commitment. I also highly recommend it. Plus, Gil already gave his permission, so you'll leave us alone for a good 30 minutes? Shane asks, arching an eyebrow. Danny laughs until he realizes Shane isn't joking. Oh, right. I'll just report back home then. He trudges off, and I hesitantly turn back to Shane, who has already shifted onto one knee. So we're really doing this. I've always hated the saying, when you know, but I know, and there's not much point waiting, especially when it might break the curse. Otherwise, we can't be together. Shane clears his throat and brings our hands on his knee. We hadn't let go since I took his hand on the boat, and we're still holding on. Arabelle, will you marry me, flaws and all? I let go of the hand I've been holding on to. The action earns me a frown, but I quickly wrap my arms around his neck and whisper into Shane's ear, yes. Shane hugs my waist, and my body lifts off the ground. I squeal as he picks me up and rests me on his knee. Then he kisses my bottom lip. I pull him closer, following his lead until we're both grinning so much that we can't kiss anymore. He licks his lips and brushes a tangled mess of my hair behind my ear. I'm the only man you've ever kissed, aren't I? I scoff, why? Was it that bad? I'm sorry I wasn't a player like you used to be. How many women have you kissed? Shane pauses, gazing at the sky as he mentally counts. I huff and realize I've made a terrible mistake. 7, but one was back when I was 8. It was more like a peck, to be honest. Oh yes, that makes it all better. He squeezes me and kisses me again. But you'll be the woman I kiss for the rest of time. Cheers ring out behind us toward the castle, causing a wide, sheepish grin to spread across my lips. Spirits dot the castle grounds, with Fern and Ned in the front. With the sun setting, we'll soon be able to join them. I hope that Danny is right about marriage breaking the curse. That or it will be broken when the last petal falls. As I smile at my friends, a jab hits my stomach as I think about what to do if neither is the case. Remaining positive is for the best, but I don't want to avoid one of the possible outcomes. What will I do if Shane is trapped here forever? Will my memories be wiped once more? When the sun is near its close, I stand on my feet. Shane keeps his arms around my waist, but it won't be long until he is forced into his spirit form. We watch as the sun disappears behind the forest. The barrier opens and Shane's warmth is gone. I step away and peer at the red, transparent spirit. Slowly, we walk to the castle and the questions are dumped upon us. The entire staff wants to know when the curse will break and why it hasn't broken already. Thankfully, Shane answers their questions and focuses entirely on the optimistic outcomes. Fern joins the fray and announces, "Then we haven't got any time to waste. We have 5 days to put on a wedding. And no doubt Arabelle's family will join us tonight, so we'll need to clean the spare bedrooms." Go, go, go! The spirits rush off, changing into animal forms or balls of light before they disappear entirely. Fern and Ned are the only ones who remain. I am about to tell them Shane and I are shooting in the dark, but I notice the two staring at something over my shoulder. I pivot and find Gil, Flint, and the girls who cower behind my brothers. Gil and Flint appear unbothered, probably having seen Shane in his spirit form during their journey to save me. The girls slowly stand up taller when Fern offers them a smile. "See, they won't hurt us," Flint says, patting one of the girls' heads like she's a puppy. "Are we really staying here until our family arrives?" the girl asks, tugging on Flint's sleeve. The other young woman, who is older and most likely 19 or 20, strides forward. She puts her hands on her hips while her green eyes stare at the castle turrets in awe. "Well, I'm not sure about the spirits, but staying in a palace is worth a few jump scares." Fern bows to my brothers and the girls and waves an arm to the doors leading inside. "Then allow me to give you a tour. You can wash up and we'll get you some fresh clothes." Doesn't take much more convincing before the group heads inside. I don't blame them. My scalp is itchy, my hair is in knots, and we all smell like fish and salt. A bath is overdue. I head in with them, knowing the rest of my family will take a while to reach us. It will be amusing to see their reaction to my new wedding plans once they arrive. As I enter the dark castle, Fern, Ned, and Shane's glow are the only light source. Fern tells us girls to accompany her while Ned escorts my brothers. I glance at Shane and he smiles. "I'll wait for Danny to arrive with your mom and sisters." I nod before willing my feet to move forward. Without Fern's help, I locate my bedroom, leaving Fern to get the other girls settled in. To my surprise, a warm bath and my red gown await me. Candles are lit around the tub and rose petals cover the water's surface. While I understand this place used to be my prison, I would gladly be trapped here instead of with those men. However, it is different being here of my own accord. I can finally relax, if my mind doesn't wander to the upcoming future, that is. After I've had a moment of peace, Fern zooms into the room straight through the wall. She orders me out of the tub and throws me a robe. I quickly put it on as another spirit flies in with a towel. They set to work on my hair, fussing over every strand. Before long, I'm in the red gown and ushered to the dining room. The doors slam behind me when I enter, but I'm too distracted by the flooded dining table to care. The entire table's surface contains food, candles, flowers, and dishes. It is no longer as empty as it once was. My eyes then drift to the blazing fireplace where Shane stands. 'Cause of the light, he takes on his physical form, allowing me to touch his hand when he reaches out to me. I prepare to move to our seats, but then Shane slips a ring onto my finger. The rose gold ring centerpiece is a finely crafted rose with a diamond directly in the middle of the flower. Surrounding the flower is a circle of smaller diamonds, and off to each side are 2 more diamonds inside a swirled design. Now you're officially my betrothed, he says while his thumb caresses my skin above the ring. Since I was a little girl, I've imagined what my wedding ring would look like. There were even times when I put one of my mother's rings on to see how it would look. My imagination never came close. It's beautiful, I say, looking up at what I really wanted. Shane stares back at me and moves in for a kiss, but the doors burst open. I spin while Shane clicks his tongue. Gil stands in the doorway with squinted eyes. He isn't looking at me but is zoned in on Shane. Even when I walk up to Gil to show him the ring, he doesn't take his eyes off Shane. Shane was just giving me my ring. Isn't it beautiful? Yes, lovely, Gil says. I drop my left hand, knowing he's not paying attention. He briskly walks over to Shane. I am about to follow, but I'm ambushed. 3 pairs of arms swing around me as my name is shouted out multiple times. Mom! Mia! Je ne sais. You're all here. My mother kisses my cheek. Of course we are, my dear girl. You gave me a heart attack. Are you all right? Did they hurt you? I'm fine now, thanks to Shane and my wonderful brothers. They stop crowding around me as they glance at Shane, who is now in deep discussion with Gil. Oh yes, I see why Arabelle dragged out her escape from here. He's quite the looker. A handsome demon who could resist. Mia Jocus. Yenisel Bosmia. Shh, don't ruin a perfect reunion. Arabelle was in terrible danger. I smile, taking my sister's hands. No, it's all right. I welcome the levity. Janissa opens her mouth to remark, but then gasps as she does a double take on my left hand. She lifts our hands, showing Mia and our mother. Arabelle, what's this? I tilt my head at the ring. That is an engagement ring. Mia shrieks, and for a split second I fear she's going to kill me. After all, she and Janissa wanted to get married before me. However, Mia merely bounces on her feet, taking my left hand away from Janissa. She's going to marry the hot demon king. Shane and Gil freeze. The shock on Shane's face is priceless, along with Gil's secondhand embarrassment as he blocks his view of Mia with a cupped hand. Mia doesn't care in the slightest as she continues to fawn over my ring. My mom, a bit more concerned, gently touches my shoulder as she whispers, "You're sure about this?" Danny told me the situation. It's okay. I've thought it through. And curse or not, I love Shane. I just hope I can save him as he has saved me. She smiles. Then we've got a wedding to prepare for.